Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Taylor at the Gateway Aesthetic Institute and Laser Center in Salt Lake City. Severe acne and subsequent acne scars are devastating, not only to the appearance of the skin, but also to the self-confidence of people who are affected by severe acne. In the following interview, Dr. Kimberly Hirth, a board-certified and fellowship-trained dermatologist who works with me at the Gateway Aesthetic Institute and Laser Center, will interview a patient who tells her story of how bad acne and subsequent scarring affected her life.
I'm a dermatologist at Gateway Aesthetic Institute and Laser Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I have my lovely patient here, Mandy, who has agreed to join us to talk about acne scars. So, Mandy, the first thing I wanted to ask you is a little bit of history with your experience. How old were you when your acne first started, and what was going on in your life at the time, and how did that impact you?
Okay, so it started when I was 11 years old. I was actually in sixth grade, and I started getting just like the little bumps, all over my face. And as the next few years in middle school came, they just got more frequent. They weren't really bad, but just bumps, all over. It didn't start to really take off or progress like cystic acne did until I was in high school. And then it kind of exploded, and it went on for many, many years into my 20s.
Yeah, that must have been difficult. What was your school experience like? What was your social life, personal life like at the time as you were trying to reconcile the presence of this increasingly severe acne with everything else that was going on as a teenager?
Yeah, that's a good question. I had at first people they felt sorry for me. Like I would hear people's like my girlfriend's sister say, "Oh, I feel so bad for you. We wish we could do something for you." And then it seemed like more people just wanted to help me and find solutions, and so they'd give me all of their home remedies. And then I had a grandmother step in, and she took me to all these dermatologists, and I went through several different types of medications, and nothing ever seemed to touch it. But during high school seemed to be probably the hardest. Sorry, I don't mean to get emotional, but
it's okay. It's understandable.
Yeah, this isn't a subject I've actually never had a conversation about this before, so it's bringing up a lot of emotions. But I just people would come up to me and be like, "Oh, you have something on your face," and I knew what it was, obviously, but for them to point it out, it was hard. Or I remember what time I was coming back from my classes, and I had a locker that was in a really busy hallway. And when I went back to my locker in dark, black writing, there said zip pays.
Oh,
and I never used my locker for the rest of the year. But, I just didn't think people could be so in your face and cruel about it. I mean, it's my problem that I'm dealing with, and I just felt like people saw it as something that was gross, and that it was my fault, even though I was trying so many different things to get rid of it or to control it, and nothing seemed to work. I remember one time I was 16 or 17, and I was with a girlfriend, and she was beautiful, flawless, of course. And we were walking into a gas station, and as we opened the door, a young man came out, and he had acne scarring pretty bad all over his face. And I'll never forget the words that she said. She was just so disgusted, and she said, "Ooh, gross, did you see that?" And I said, "See what?" She said, "Did you see that guy in his face?" And that just, it crushed me. I was like, that will probably be me.
Yeah, she was such a close friend too.
Yeah, so I put a lot of walls up, and I protected myself from a lot of people, so I wasn't as social, and I just had trust issues with people because I didn't want to let them into my life or see what I was suffering, and then turn it on me. I wasn't expecting to be so emotional about it, but it's really hard because you can't always control it.
Here is our patient before, 6 weeks later, and 10 months after a comprehensive acne scar treatment. Our goal at Gateway is to prevent acne scarring with timely, effective treatment and do a comprehensive one-and-done treatment of acne scars that have not been able to be prevented. Thank you.